at any rate, then one day, all of a sudden, I showed it, and everyone was like, "Wow, okay," and then it was just done.
It's amazing, isn't it? It's the
Yeah,
process of reinvention.
yeah.
How do you get there? I mean, are you one of those guys who like gets up and takes a walk around the block, or I think a lot of people want to know, where does that editorial muse come from for for you, let's say.
Well, I first go by, like all of us, our own instincts first. When I, the one of the truths about at least myself, I don't know how you work, but I don't really use the script notes that much. They make us an intricate volume of notes. I mean, and in the case of Iron Man, it was two huge books of notes while they were shooting. And I always said, well, my attitude is that when I look at something, I should be able to tell what it does. I should be able to figure it out for myself. If I have to read somebody's scribbles to tell me what's good, what am I? In fact, with Favreau, because our relationship has gone on so long, we have a sort of a thing where I don't go to dailies a lot because I always say to him, I don't really want to know what you like. Because I said, well, we'll have plenty of time to
That's
get
a great place to be in
to,
that director, man. I'll tell you.
well, you have plenty of time to get it exactly how you like, but you only get one chance to have me view it
Exactly, and see it
as the way,
fresh.
yeah, see it fresh without any of your intentions
Right.
in my head, and he's largely signed on to that. Although, like any human being, he can't resist to. He'll say, "I don't want you to think I'm this way because this shot that didn't work
Right. Right.
When
Right.
I worked back with the Hughes brothers, they used to refuse to let me watch dailies before they were with me because they said if I saw the footage before them, they could tell by my face if it was good or not.
Right, right. It's an interesting dynamic, and I'll tell you. I mean, especially with the advent of the Avid, I find script notes to be useful only in terms of things like tracking special effects and
Yes.
getting information back and forth
Yeah,
to the
you're
camera
right.
department. But no, I read the script, and
Yeah.
I've got an idea of what that's going to look like.
I do tell the script supervisor one thing that I always get them and I say there's one thing that's very important to me, and that is that if halfway through shooting a scene it completely changes, I want to know why. I want to know what they're thinking. Are we trying something new to try it, or have they lost faith in what they were doing before? I don't want, that's the one pertinent piece of information. I could care less about, the lens and
Right.
the,
Otherwise, you could be in the middle of cutting a scene or looking at dailies and just go, "What happened here? Where did everybody start to go?" And we've all been there on occasion.
yeah,
I know that.
yeah, we go. Geez.
So, couple of last things. What was your favorite scene to work on? You mentioned the cave scene.
Well, I'll tell you my favorite scene is where Pepper puts in the new Heart RT thing.
Where she pulls out the old one
she
and puts
pulls
it in
out
there.
the old one and put in the new one, and it was so much fun to cut that. And it was one of these scenes that, we always talk about. There are these couple schools of editing, and one of them, which generally I don't do because I'm a everything goes kind of guy, but one of them is to find the great take and write it.
Yeah.
And that was a scene where there was they shot that to no end, that scene. There was so much coverage. But then there was this one magical two-shot that they just interacted so wonderfully, and I sort of based the cut on that, and
Yeah.
it was fun, and also, because I could cut it without having to wait for effects and stuff, and
Yeah.
just see it and be, happy with myself at the end of the day.
Those two had great chemistry, and what talented actors, and that
Yeah.
always makes our job so much more fun.
Oh yeah, Downey, boy, and I'll give my cinematographer, the Matty Lebetique, a lot of credit because you didn't necessarily know what would come out of Downey's mouth, but he knew how to cover with multiple cameras better than any photographer I'd ever worked with.
Wow.
So I was never in a corner.
Oh, that's
I
great.
always could get to wherever I needed, and thus Downey could give his performance could just shine.
So was everything, or was the majority of the stuff multicam?
Yeah, I mean, Maddie, as a rule, could shoot two cameras, which I hadn't really seen, because usually if you shoot two cameras, one of them is compromised by not being lit as well.
Right.
But the way he did it, I couldn't tell A from B camera. It
Yeah.
was just wonderful.
Well, Dan, listen, we want to say thanks for participating in our premiere vidcast for hdfilmtools.com. We look forward to seeing a lot more of your films, and hopefully we'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you.